Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 8 Globemaster Royal Canadian Air Cadet Squadron's 10th Annual Ceremonial Review. We will be starting very shortly, and we ask that you kindly take your seats. Thank you. Welcome and thank you for attending 8 Globemaster Royal Canadian Air Cadet Squadron's 10th Annual Ceremonial Review. I am retired Warrant Officer First Class Hanshu Poo, and I will be guiding you through this afternoon as your Master of Ceremony. We kindly ask that you silence your cell phones and other electronic devices for the duration of the ceremonies. There will also be parts of the ceremony where we kindly ask you to stand. We will be commencing the ceremony with the City of Richmond Hill's land acknowledgement adapted for our squadron. We would like to acknowledge that 8 Globemaster Squadron is located in Richmond Hill, which is situated on lands covered by Treaty 13 and the William Treaties. Over several centuries, Richmond Hill has been traversed by many First Nations and is currently home to Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island. To begin the parade, the Squadron Warrant Officer 2nd Class Williams, will call on the markers. The purpose of following in the markers is to ensure that the squadron is in proper dressing for the march on. Our reviewing officer for today is Mr. Julian West, a veteran who previously served with the Canadian Armed Forces. He was a past council member of the Royal Canadian Legion's E2 zone, where he served many years as senior chair. Mr. West was also the immediate past president of the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 375, where he acted as the liaison officer of the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 375 with the City of Richmond Hill for the Remembrance Day parades. Warrant Officer 2nd Class Williams will now order the squadron to fall in. At this time, Warrant Officer 2nd Class Williams will dress the squadron. The flights are, from your left to right, band flight, flight 1, flight 2, flight 3, and flight 4. The second in commands of each flight are as follows. Band Flight, Sergeant Lee Daisy. Flight 1, Flight Sergeant Lo Colin. Flight 2, Sergeant Sim Terrence. Flight 3, Sergeant Liu Briza. And Flight 4, Sergeant Romero Carity Ann. The Cadet Deputy Commander, Warrant Officer 2nd Class Lung, will march onto the parade and take command of the squadron. Warrant Officer 2nd Class Lung will now fall in the flight commanders. The flight commanders are, from your left to right, Band Flight, Drum Major Flight Sergeant Chan Wing Hong, Flight 1, Flight Sergeant Ching Isaac, Flight 2, Flight Sergeant Wang Julian, Flight 3, Flight Sergeant Fortune Allen, and Flight 4, Flight Sergeant Ho Angus. Warrant Officer 1st Class Huang will now march onto the parade and take command of the squadron. All guests, please stand as Warrant Officer 1st Class Huang marches on the flags. Please be seated. Thank you for your patience as we wait for the entrance of our reviewing officer, Mr. Julian West of Legion Branch 375. Please stand for the entrance of our reviewing officer, Mr. Julian West of Legion Branch 375. Thank you. Please be seated. Warrant Officer First Class Huang will now ask permission from the reviewing officer to commence with the inspection. The reviewing party, led by our reviewing officer today, Mr. Julian West of Legion Branch 375, consists of our commanding officer, Major Paul Yu, our squadron sponsoring committee chair, Ms. Leslie Yan, our cadet commander, Warrant Officer First Class Huang, and the aides de camp, Warrant Officer Second Class Wang. Warrant Officer First Class Huang will now ask permission to proceed with the march past. All guests, please stand for the squadron march past. Thank you. Please be seated. Warrant Officer First Class Huang will now ask permission to proceed with the award presentations. Starting off with the Bill Renwick Memorial Award, this is presented to the first-year cadet who has displayed the most consistent effort and performance in all aspects of cadet training, including but not limited to attendance, participation, and performance. This award goes to LAC Keithan Ko, and this will be presented by Mr. Julian West. Congratulations to LAC Co. Next up, we have the Royal Canadian Legion Cadet Medal of Excellence. This is presented to the cadet who has good attendance and participation in cadet activities, is always supportive and assists other cadets, has good cooperation with peers and staff, is able to promote goodwill and morale within the squadron, and is enhancing the image of good cadets within the local community. This award goes to Flight Sergeant Isaac Ching and will be presented by Mr. Julian West. A big congratulations to Flight Sergeant Chang. Now our commanding officer, Major Yu, will be presenting the Duke of Edinburgh Award.
This is a special award to a cadet who has achieved the International Duke of Edinburgh Award Bronze Pin. Every year, we try to encourage cadets to participate in the Duke of Edinburgh International Awards. It's about endurance and perseverance. So may I announce that bronze pin recipient this year is Flight Sergeant Jackie Lee.
Congratulations to Flight Sergeant Lee. Next, we have the Lord Strathcona Medal, and it's one of the highest awards that can be granted to a cadet. It demonstrates all that Lord Strathcona himself personified: hard work, dedication, service to Canada, excellence in all pursuits, vision, perseverance, and intelligence, and a focus on stewardship for their country, and its health and vibrancy and that of its youth. The recipient today has been singled out among their peers for outstanding performance as a cadet, for demonstrating proficiency in physical fitness and marksmanship, as well as dedication to the program in Canada, for demonstrating the qualities of Lord Strathcona and leaving their own personal legacy at the squadron and within the community through their service, performance, example, and excellence as a cadet. The cadet is Warrant Officer First Class Michelle Huang, and it will be presented by Major Evelyn. Next up is the Globemaster Award, also known as the Top Cadet of the Year. This is presented to the cadet who has displayed the highest level of skill in all aspects of cadet training and is an excellent example for cadets to aspire to be. This award goes to Warrant Officer First Class Michelle Huang, and it will be presented by Major Yu. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our awards portion of this afternoon. Congratulations to all the recipients. We will now begin the speeches for this afternoon's ceremony. We welcome our reviewing officer, Mr. Julian West of Legion Branch 375.
It was a great parade, if you want, and thank you for inviting me today. It's quite an honor, actually, being a reviewing officer. And you all look very sharp. I found very few minor errors. That was it. So again, thank you for the invite, and I wish you all the best in the future. Thank you.
Ms. Leslie Yan, Chair of the 8 Globemaster Squadron Sponsoring Committee, will now speak to our cadets.
Good afternoon, honor guests, parents, and Globemaster Squadron. Thank you for joining us on this very special occasion today. The Annual Ceremonial Review showcases the years of hard work, the actualization of goals attained, and acknowledgement of success achieved. To our cadet graduates, today marks the beginning of your journey as young leaders. May your years ahead continue to be characterized by empathy, compassion, and willingness to take on new challenges and opportunity. I would like to take a few moments to introduce you our OPC reps, our regional director from Wing 3, Maria Shear, who is here today to provide our support. And in addition, the squadron director from OPC, Godfrey Wong, who is also here to provide support to our squadron. Now, let me take a few moments to especially thank the SSC team for volunteering their time out of a very busy schedule to coordinate resources for our squadron activities. If you may stand when I call your name. My Vice Chair, Mary Wang. Treasurer, Amy Shang. And SSC member, Ken Huang. SSC member, Lucy Chen. And our future treasurer, newly elected, Pauline Chu. Just want to say a heartfelt thank you to Amy, who ensures our financial statements is balanced and payments are made on time to our vendors. And if I may introduce you to our newly elected treasurer, Pauline Chu, as well, who joined SSC a year ago. Welcome, Pauline. Last but not least, I would like to thank you, our staff team, who have worked tirelessly to support cadets in transforming into mature adults with goals and visions. Let us all go the distance and make the difference. Thank you. Thank you.
Our final speech will be from our Squadron Commanding Officer, Major Paul Yu.
Good afternoon, everyone. May I start to ask you a question? Do you like what you see? It is the result of many hard work, dedication, sweat from cadets. So I would like to give them another big applause. Now we have come back after 2 years of virtual training. It is very difficult for us to conduct effective cadet training. I cannot do it without my team. I cannot be working alone. So may I ask my team members to come out so everyone can see who they are. So teams, come on out. Jason. So I would like to give a very brief introduction to everyone so that when you see them next time, you can address them by their name. Okay, this is CV Chen. Hold on. Okay, so let me finish everything first. She is specialized in biathlon and marksmanship. Very good coach. Next one, we have civil instructor, Samuel Chiu. He's always my mentor. I got so many wisdom advice from him. So you can see that I'm not the oldest in the unit. Mr. Chiu, is my model. Thank you. And then we have CI Kato. He just changed from CV to CI because he's going to work in the summer training, Blackdown. And he was a first class of a Globemaster, a successful graduate. And I welcome him back to work for other cadets. He is definitely a leader. And then we have CV Chin. Okay, you can see that. He has a specialized equipment. He's the professional photographer of us. And he will help our cadets to learn about media, photography next year, and many more years. Thank you. We have CI Kato, Gilda Kato, and she has been acting as the acting training officer for the year. Without her, I cannot get this training year going on as smooth as it was. So thank you, CI Kato. And we have CIU here. She is Assistant Administration Officer, Assistant Supply Officer. Yes, she is wearing 2 hats. And I cannot say more that she has been working endlessly, day and night, well, 7 days a week sometimes, okay? And we cannot make this so far without her help in all the computer work and chasing after cadets for whatever they're missing. Thank you, CIU. And we have CI Palantes here. He is a professional musician and has been with us for a long, long time. And you can see today, our band is superb, even with a small number of people here. Of course, we're going to build it up again. And without his help, we can never hear such good music today. And I'm so touched every time when I hear the music playing so well. Thank you, Palantes. We have Lieutenant Lambert here. He is the administration officer, going to be the training officer next year. So it's a stepping up for him. It's going to take up his effort next year, and he's always committed. And that's why I'm so glad to have him join us as the training officer. Thank you, Lieutenant Lambert. We have Lieutenant DeMarco here. You see that he dressed differently. He's the Army. We love Army, right? Yes, and we would like to have some Army people staff in our unit because we can do things normally air cadets cannot do. So with his assistant, we are looking forward to something more adventurous next year. So make sure your children, okay, are staying with us. They can learn more than the average air cadets guarantee. Thank you, Lieutenant DeMarco. We have Lieutenant Sid here. He is the supply officer, and think about it. All the cadets back there, it's going to be a very, very difficult job to be a supply officer. So when you see him, give him the most respect, otherwise he's going to quit and I'm in trouble. Thank you, Lieutenant Sit. This is Officer Cadet Wojciech. Thank you. And he is a professional educator. We are so glad to have him with us because he's so patient with cadets. And sometimes I'm really surprised that he has so much patience with young people that normally even parents don't have. Okay. Thank you, Officer Cadet Wojciech. We have a Private Hal here. He was a cadet before, and then he joined the reserve. He's a real soldier, okay? Of course, we don't train cadets to be soldier here. However, with his high standards of being how to be a good soldier, we will ensure that next year cadets have some good guidelines. We don't discipline cadets. We tell them, we teach them how to do self-discipline. Thank you for the help. And then we have Second Lieutenant Chung here. He is coming to be the administration officer next year, and he has been working very delicately with the drill team. And our standard here is raised because of his effort. Thank you, Second Lieutenant Chung. And we have CI Lung here. He is a qualified pilot and also a graduate of a Globemaster too. So in this program, we train. We hope to give opportunities to cadets who wish to become a pilot, and he's successful. Think about it, not everyone can study and learn to become a pilot, and we sure want to give all the cadets who wants to achieve the goals. Thank you, Xiaolong. And then we have Mr. Jasper To here. He was with us, but because of his very important large job, in the office, so he is now away from us, but he would like to come back as soon as he can manage his work at the office. So I thank you for his commitment and all about his enthusiasm about cadets. Thank you. So now may I ask a good big applause to our staff here. Thank you. Staff, you may take up your positions now. Go ahead. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see, there's another staff there, CV Chin. She's our communications officer, working in the cubicle, still working for us. She has been the mentor of our media team. Without her, our media team will never come to this level. So I have to thank her very much. Now, before I let Second Lieutenant Chung go back to his position, Major Evelyn, may I ask you to present the scroll to Second Lieutenant Chung. So this is it. This is from the Queen. It's commissioned to become an officer in the unit. And with this, he's committed to do all the best for cadets. Cadets, you can bend and rise. Okay, go ahead. I have to make sure they're not going to faint. Paris, okay. Okay. What's about? Okay, stand up. Everybody, stand. Get close. Thank you. Parents, I would like to tell you for the last 2 years, we are almost providing only the virtual training. And all you can see today is hard work, okay, from this cadet for the recent opening up so that we can have in-person training. They are, okay, doing the best. So don't be picky because always they can do better tomorrow, guarantee, okay? Now one thing is, we know that there are so many uncertainties and challenges in the future. We don't have all the solutions for them. However, I have to tell cadets, you must thank your parents to bring you to a Globemaster. Thank your parents. Even though some of you may not know what Globemaster is, or maybe you want to quit after you join, it is your parents who make you stay. Parents, I thank you very much for all your support and understanding of our program. Thank you, parents. There's an old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. In my understanding, that means we have to be partners to work together. Staff, parents, SSC, to work for our children. And of course, they have to put in the effort too. Otherwise, no matter how much we want them to learn, to progress, there won't be much effect. This is it. We all have to do together. We all must learn and prepare for the future. When cadets come to a Globemaster, I would say this cadet program, especially I would say in a Globemaster, this family, we do all our best to assist these cadets to become successful. We all want them to become team leaders, managers, and leaders of our society. That means we have keep on work hard with them. And again, of course, cadets, remember, don't rely on us. We are here to help you, but you have to promise yourself that you are going to do your best, put in your best effort to learn, to become good citizens and leaders of the future. Can you promise me that? It's a bit slow. Let me repeat again. Cadets, are you willing to put in your best effort to make sure that you are going to learn to become our future leaders? Just tell me yes or no. Parents, you heard that, okay? It's a promise. Everyone, honorable guests, may I say once again, these are our future.
This concludes the speeches for this afternoon. Please stand for the Advance and Review Order, General Salute, O Canada, which will then be followed by the Royal Anthem. Please remain standing for the departure of the reviewing party, as well as the marching off of the flags. Thank you. Please be seated. The Cadet Deputy Commander, Warrant Officer 2nd Class Lung, will now call out the officers. The Squadron Warrant Officer 2nd Class Williams, will take command of the squadron. Will the following retiring cadets please fall out and fall in the order your name is called at the advance of the parade, starting at the left-hand side. The retirees for the 2021 to 2022 training year are Flight Sergeant Chan Wing Hong, Flight Sergeant Huang Frederick, Warrant Officer First Class Huang Michelle, Flight Sergeant Jun Si Yoon, Flight Sergeant Kapoor Om, Warrant Officer Second Class Lung Alicia, Flight Sergeant Liu David, Flight Sergeant Puvathingo Justin, Flight Sergeant Rado Cole, Flight Sergeant Thacker Pearl, Warrant Officer Second Class Wang Evan, Warrant Officer Second Class Williams Kwan, Flight Sergeant Fan Gary, Sergeant Kovalevsky Daniel, Flight Sergeant Lai Aiden, Flight Sergeant Nagan Dylan, last but not least, Flight Sergeant Ren Ted. Congratulations to all the retirees this year. Once again, a big congratulations and thank you to all the retirees this year. The Squadron Warrant Officer 2nd Class Williams, will now call the march off in honor of our retiring cadets. This concludes this year's parade. On behalf of the staff and cadets of 8 Globemaster Squadron, thank you for attending our 10th Annual Ceremonial Review. Once the cadets are done marching, they will take a squadron photo. Please remain in the stands. Once again, the cadets will now take a squadron photo. Guests, please remain in the stands.